Hey guys, I'm Chris Holt. Welcome back to another day and another video on my channel. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 movies about cars in my opinion. So if you're like me, finding some extra time sitting around at home, not working or doing anything, make sure to watch these top 5 videos. Something you guys got to remember is these are my opinions, and if you guys haven't seen these already, I would definitely watch them if you haven't already. But leave a comment in the down below of what I got right, what I got wrong, and what your guys' top 5 favorite car movies are. Alright, so let's start with number 5. Number 5 on my list is going to be Baby Driver. So this follows a getaway driver who goes by the name of Baby. So it goes on multiple different heists they do and multiple different drives, but the best part of this movie is going to be the first 6 minutes where you see him drifting around in his red Subaru WRX all around town. Definitely a great movie that everyone's got to see. One thing I really like about this movie is they do a good job balancing action, music, and cars all in one movie. The movie follows Baby in all of his life's endeavors, living with a deaf person, dealing with death in the family, both his parents dying in a car crash, and him dealing with all of that, going to his mom's old place of work and meeting a girl there and wanting to run away with her. It's a great love story, and it's all about action and cars. Really great watch if you haven't seen it already. Definitely go do that for yourself. Baby's honestly so cool. He gets roasted and questioned so much, and he records it and makes them into songs.
Retarded means slow. Was he slow?
No.
Then you don't sound retarded to me.
That's pretty awesome.
Retarded means slow. Was he slow?
No.
Slow, slow, slow.
I mean, listen to that. That's just so awesome. The best stunt comes courtesy of it being a red car and the WRX being one of those that blends in pretty well. So, watch this clip and tell me that this is not super awesome. I mean, come on. That's pretty crazy, right? To get a police helicopter off your butt and be able to get away from this, that just was perfect timing and perfect writing by the editors. That's why it fits a spot at number 5 on my list. So now on to number 4. This is going to be Rush. This takes place in real life, talking about the rivalry between Niki Lauda and James Hunt. So this film follows the two in their 1976 championship. The directors did a really good job putting on certain action scenes and making sure that it's an interesting movie but still staying true to real life events. The movie also does a great job kind of depicting the backgrounds of both people, Niki Lauda and James Hunt, and their mentalities on ways towards life. The film even takes us through Niki Lauda's crash and how that affects him throughout the rest of his life. Overall, this is a great movie that you all have to go watch, and that's why it makes it for number 4 on my list. Number 3 on this list is going to be Ford vs. Ferrari. Now, I know this is a new one, so it's going to be maybe harder to find to watch during these times, but definitely go out and watch it. I saw it in theaters, and man, did I want to see it again. It's very similar to Rush, but it's a little bit more oriented towards your average watcher. You know, they did the casting so right, and they dramatized everything super great, and I mean, it's just a really good movie that, whether you're a car guy or not, you'd really enjoy this movie. Go out and watch it for sure if you haven't already. The movie really goes in depth and tells about how Ford wants to go out and buy Ferrari, but then Ferrari kind of makes a fool of Ford.
Alright.
And so then it shows that Ferrari is really successful in Le Mans, and Ford wants to go out and beat it. Carroll Shelby is tasked with building the GT40, and he recruits his driver, Ken Miles, who's kind of a hothead, but throughout this movie they have a lot of really great screen time together between Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby.
Be a problem between us.
Well, I assure you, Leo, it will not.
Hey, Carol. Open the door! Hey, open the door! Open the door!
Overall, I think this is a really great movie where it doesn't take just the car person to see this movie and enjoy it. So if I were you, I would definitely try and find Ford versus Ferrari and definitely go ahead and go watch it. Number 2 on this list is the Fast and Furious franchise. And why is that not number 1? Because yes, viewers are begging for each new episode of the Fast and Furious franchise to come out. And right now we're on episode 9 and we're just waiting for it to come out, the new one. And it got delayed because of the weird situation that's having, but we all can't wait. It started out with just a simple love story in LA from Brian O'Connor and Mia, but it's grown into something so much bigger. And it makes my list at number 2 because of how great it is. We all know Paul Walker died in real life, but we didn't realize how that would play out throughout the movies as they went on, knowing that there was more movies coming on. But as you can tell, they did a really good job with sending him off in Fast and Furious 7, which is a really crazy ending that had everyone in theaters crying. You know, it's something to get a girl to cry, but this is the way to get to a man's heart, to watch Fast 7. Crazy movie.
Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby, or...
I'm just playing.
You better hide that big-ass forehead.
I was just joking. Whatever.
So why is Fast and Furious number 2 and not my number 1 spot? Well, for me, I think they've gone a little bit too much action and a little bit less on the cars as they progress.
Every day for the last 3 weeks you've been coming in here and you've been asking me how the tuna is now. It was crappy yesterday, it was crappy the day before, and guess what? Hasn't changed.
I'll have the tuna.
No crust?
No crust.
Some of my favorites in the franchise are like Fast 5, Fast 7 was great, obviously. But the great thing that they have is they have really good music, great actors throughout that we've all gotten to know and love. Overall, it's a really great franchise. Definitely the best out of any movie franchise out there, in my opinion. And that's why it sits on my list where it does.
Jesus. Price tags like this, these cars better be made out of gold.
Kitchen help entrances towards the back.
Come again?
I don't mean any offense, gentlemen, but you couldn't possibly afford the cars in this auction.
So this is how you got this, by buying all of his cars.
Now, what good is having millions of dollars in the bank if you don't spend any of it?
You have some of the best shot scenes and some of the funniest moments that just randomly play out. This franchise has made a bunch of cars really popular, like the Toyota Supra, the R34 GTR, a bunch of really crazy cars that have become legends just because of this one movie franchise. Honestly, I could talk about Fast and Furious for a while, make it my own video, but I'm going to cap it there and say that Fast and Furious franchise fits its spot at number 2 on my list. Alright, so you guys have been waiting for it, but before we get to number 1, make sure to like and comment down on this video, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So what's number 1? Number 1 is Gone in 60 Seconds. Now, this is the one with Nicolas Cage in it, so the remake of it. It just outdoes the first one in so many different ways. So this movie goes following Memphis Rage, who is Nicolas Cage, and he has to steal 50 cars to save his brother's life. So it's a huge action thriller where the cops are chasing a bunch of these bad guys, stealing cars, 50 cars in one night. The 50 cars that they have to steal are wild, they're crazy. And the crazy thing about this movie was produced in 2000, the year 2000. And still to this day it makes the top of my list because they have crazy different types of cars that he has to steal and gets it done with. And now the craziest thing about it is the Eleanor Mustang. This movie made the Eleanor Mustang so popular into what it is today. Eleanor Mustang's examples right around $200,000. Crazy stuff for a really high dollar car, but really crazy with some really interesting action scenes with that car. They use cool technology to bait the cops by using invisible ink to write their list and giving every car that they were trying to steal a girl's name. One of the crazy things about the time, just adding to the greatness of this movie. So that was my top 5. What were your guys' top 5s and what do you think of my list? Leave that in the comment section below and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already to stay tuned for more content.